Trials Rising offers some truly crazy gauntlets of death and balance to test your equilibrium to its limits. The focus this time around is all about trying to create an active online ecosystem, but does this incentivize you enough to share your creations with the world and challenge the leaderboards? If you're new to the Trials series, let me quickly catch you up. You commandeer a dirt bike or bicycle, and by shifting your momentum forward and backward, you must survive one-lane stages that are essentially a giant physics puzzle. A helpful but challenging training area can somewhat catch you up on how to properly manipulate these physics, but the advanced maneuvers required for later stages will take some bashing your head against a wall to master. During your career, you'll travel the globe, acquiring sponsors, and working your way towards tournament-style stadium events that round out each and every league. The pace in which you progress through these at the start is fine, however, you will find that after the first few initial leagues, that later stadium events are locked off according to your overall player level. This forces you to take on contracts from your sponsors and challenge online players for the best times in order to level up. This will have you replaying previous stages, but with new requirements like performing a set amount of backflips, pulling off wheelies, or beating a ghost player in a race. Although these do give you an incentive to spend more quality time with these interesting stages, the level gating of these events drastically inflates the time it will take you to progress through these regions. I had to stop multiple times before a stadium event to grind out some of these contracts and challenges for upwards of an hour to progress to the next cool set of stages. The level design in Trials Rising is by far the most intricate, detailed, and exciting the series has ever been, which makes the wait to see everything all the more arduous. Half of the fun here is overcoming the challenges presented before you, but the other half is witnessing the sheer madness of what the game will throw at you next. Trials has a unique feel, a nuance that must be mastered, and the skill gap between a novice and a master is immense. Trials Rising attempts to play into this giant gap in skill by creating an online ecosystem where you're almost always passively racing ghost players, directly competing with others, or being shown who is flat out better than you. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy the game offline, because you can, but expect much of the longevity to come from either competing for the best times online, or by diving into the endless sea of user-made content. In this iteration, the level editor is as intimidatingly in-depth as it's ever been. This gives players the tools to create and share almost anything they can imagine. If user-made content doesn't interest you, you're not motivated to compete with others, or happen to find something like this annoying after you just beat a challenging level, your mileage in Trials Rising may drastically vary compared to players who choose to dive into this online ecosystem. Local multiplayer is available as well, which allows you to compete in some quite silly new party-style modes and tackle many of the traditional stages on a new tandem bike. This requires two people to work together by shifting their momentum and acceleration to achieve success. This might just prove to be more fun and goofier than one would expect. Nearly every system in the game feeds into your overall player level, and the game's reward for most everything you do here is tied into a loot box style system that is luckily full of cosmetic items only. Trials Rising offers a healthy dose of incredibly well-designed stages, along with the infinite amount of content soon to come from its hardcore fanbase, but it doesn't quite seamlessly pull off everything it tries to achieve. The level gating tends to grind your progression to a halt, and the attempts at creating an online ecosystem might actively annoy some more than incite their competition. What Trials Rising does right is its core gameplay and satisfaction from mastering its physics. If you're a dedicated Trials fan, I know you're already buying this for the user-made content alone. For everyone else not already on board, This new Trials game offers up some of the best stages the series has ever seen, just expect to grind out many previous ones before you're able to see everything. If you enjoyed this style of review, consider subscribing, and if you feel I've helped you make a purchasing decision either now or sometime in the past, I greatly appreciate every fan donation on Patreon, and it all goes to help sustain my channel, along with providing some worthwhile benefits back to you. As always, this has been Deadite from Boomstick Gaming, and thanks for watching.